Okay, well, the weather sucks, so I can't fly it yet, but the 1.2 meter ether here is 100% complete. So, uh, long row to hoe, as they say in the old days. Took me way longer to build this thing than I thought, but I've got little kids, a job, holidays, birthday parties, and yeah, so this guy kind of came together 15 to 30-minute little sessions at a time, and it took months and months and months to build this, unfortunately. That's cool, though, 'cause I love the other parts of my life, too. This is just a welcome distraction when things get too stressful. But, yeah, it's turned out great. It's very similar all the way around, really, to my previous 1 meter build. It's just scaled up. So, as said before, just to repeat, the boom is 3K carbon braid with a uni layer underneath it, pulled over a ski pole. An old ski pole I had is a mandrel, which really is a nice dimension for this size boom because it tapers from 17 millimeters at the leading edge there down to 8, I believe, where the fin is attached. So it was a nice size. I think it was like 17 grams, which is acceptable for how strong it is. It's very good as far as torsional strength with the braid, and also bending strength, since I added a whole layer of uni carbon underneath it, the braid there. I made the cone as skinny as I possibly could. The wings are, as I've done before, but these are high load 60 with 1.5 ounce glass skins, doublers on the tips, my own blade like I've done in the past before as well. I know it's against convention to have it curve out like that a little bit, but man, it actually feels great. It slips off the fingers perfectly. I roughed it up on the inside a little bit, so it has just a little bit of stickiness to it, I would say, or I don't know. It holds on the fingers well. I canted this one in toward the nose a little bit more this time. I think you can probably see that. Another couple of degrees as before. The last plane I built, the 1 meter Kestrel here, tended to hook left on launch a little bit. And I think I'm pretty sure I know that it was because the blade was a little bit too square to the cord of the wing. And it was hanging up on my fingers just a little bit on the last bit, or last second, or partial second of release. And that was hooking the plane to the left a little bit, which I was able to correct with a different release. But this one should slide out the fingers a little better, I hope. It's pretty sleek. As before, got carbon pod, fiberglass cone. So it's RX single friendly. The tail is removable, which is nice. Not that I'll probably really ever take it off, but just in case. I think I went over this in the last video, but I formed a real pylon this time with the same kind of braid I used on the boom, and it turned out really great, actually. Tail is the same way I've always done them, little hook on the end of the of the Beetalon there. I'm pretty proud that this thing is 100% fabricated. I even cut the horns out myself from some G10, 0.5 millimeter G10 I have, and it worked great. I cut the same horns out of the same stuff for the ailerons, but I doubled it up so it's a millimeter thick. They're a little bit beefier. Push rods with keepers there. I painted the Mylars this time. It's probably the last time I think I'm ever going to paint Mylars. Not that it doesn't work great, but I got a little bit of fish eyeing here on some of the colors, and I've acquired some acrylic inks I think work really well. So from the future, I'm always going to color the foam core with ink before I glass it. That puts the color a little bit more even and also under the glass skin, so it doesn't get sanded off this way. When you end up sanding apart, or scraping the hinge line as you have to underneath, you end up taking the paint off, and any kind of finishing you have to do like I do on the leading edges, it ends up taking the paint away. If that's in the core, it won't be marred by any kind of sandpaper, and I think it's a little cooler look, actually. It looks kind of more matte colored. Let's see. The cone is very tightly on there, which turned out great. Same layout I've done before. 4 Emax ES9052MD. Excuse me. Metal Gear servos, they're $9 a piece. I do double center just a little bit on one of the ailerons, but you know what? I can live with it. I think they're fine. Generally, they work great. Same receiver and battery packs that I've used in the past. Final weight. So really the goal here was about 180 grams, which was unrealistic for this build with these materials. The bare airframe before balancing came out just a hair under 200 grams. So it was like 199 and a half. And the damn thing took 25 grams of lead to balance, which luckily worked out okay. I've got a couple of 10-gram chunks right there taped underneath where they can fit. And then there's 5 grams shoved up into the middle of the plank there, which is foam cord. So I hollowed that out and was able to shove 5 grams worth of lead tape in there. And we got it to balance. So it's right on 225 grams, right on a 65 millimeter CG that I want for this wing. Ran that through Sailplane Calc, and that seems about right. And considering this wing's very close to the dimensions of a cut-down Falcon wing, I know that the mean aerodynamic cord gives me about a 64 or a 65 millimeter aft CG. It's also got a tube in it, so I could put some tungsten welding rods in as ballast. I haven't made those up yet. I'm going to fly it first a little bit with no ballast or anything, and I'll make up some nose weights to bring the CJ forward first, and then make up some ballast sticks to be able to stick in there later. So, yeah, the programming is all the same as per usual. Works great. I got speed, cruise, thermal mode. Rudder actuation is good. Good elevator authority. I think we're fine there. Like it's either 8 or 9 millimeters up and like 12 millimeters down. Got a little bit of snap flap in there as usual. So yeah, turned out pretty good. Hopefully all this hours of work paid off. I probably spent somewhere between 30 and 40 hours working on this thing to build it total, I would say, which is that's pretty standard for a scratch build, I guess. But the weather sucks, and I've got some Christmas stuff to do tonight with the family, but hopefully this coming weekend it'll clear up and the wind will die down a little bit and I can go out and give it a toss. I will try to do that Saturday or Sunday, and I'll, of course, film that as well. But anyway, so pretty cool.